Hello, 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 and welcome back to Ayaron's world. I will show you what I've done to the top of the tower, because I've just been doing a little bit of finishing off, off camera, as it were, so you guys, once I get the basic idea. Now, everyone voted for the thin wooden rim and the glass panes, so this is what it looks like. I'll explain that in a moment. And in general, I think it's pretty good. I'll show you it from outside in a moment. Now, what this was, is I was wanting to see how visible the glowstone would be from outside. So I've put white wool where the glowstone is going to be. And it is, relatively visible. You can see it up through the floor a bit. You can definitely see it from outside if you're slightly further away. I did run into one issue though as I was placing this. So this is just placed around my staircase. And this is the issue. In order to actually go around this staircase, it pokes out here and it's covering up this staircase. So, looks like I've got a few things I need to decide to do. So what are the options? Option 1 is I don't have glowstone for this bit here. Possibly those, those two as well. So essentially there's a gap here, in the glowstone. Something like this would probably look the neatest. Not ideal, because it puts a gap in the glowstone. So other options are I move the glowstone so it's on the outside of this staircase. Now this is something that we had discussed, but most people seem to think, prefer encasing that staircase like that. But if there isn't room, I could build my glowstone, build a solid wall of glowstone out at this level. And again, there could be maybe a small opening just here, so I can climb these stairs. I can either go up those ones, or I go straight out, and then I've got, a walkway around the edge. Gets a bit narrow here, although I could probably leave the, leave the corners off on this. So the glowstone could be like that. So I'd have like a walkway round the glowstone. Now this would put the glowstone a lot closer to the windows, possibly a bit too close to the windows. We'd also use a bit more glowstone, but that isn't an issue. I don't mind digging more out if need be. So, once again we've got the options. So option 1 was we just leave a big gap there. Option 2 is we move the glowstone to the outer ring. Option 3 is I make this staircase smaller. You can make a spiral... No, because I don't want to block my quick drop, do I? So that isn't an option. So essentially we've got two options. We either don't start the glowstone right at the bottom. Actually, that might work as an option. If this only started at a height of 3 above the ground, let me just get rid of this stuff like this. Then at the corners I could put like fence posts up, or possibly iron, so it looks like I'm holding the glowstone up in the air. And that would have the advantage that it would no longer block the stairs. We'd still have all the open space here. From the outside anyway, because you're looking up at it from an angle, you probably wouldn't see the bottom, so the glowstone would be at the most important place. I quite like that idea. We'll call that option 3. And it's my favourite, I think, because I think that's, if I could like put some form of holding structure around it, you know, so it looks like the glowstone is sort of being held in place by something. That might work very well. Up here at the top, at the moment, I just put this glass guardrail round. I built it out a bit with glass blocks, so it's a circle a circle whose radius is one more than the current circle. And it's good because it means you can get right up to the edges, you know, and you can see the land around, work out where I want to do stuff. Like I need to put an orchard somewhere, so I can easily see the land around my base. And then obviously, you know, once I start building stuff, you know, we'll be able to look at it, you know, get a good view of everything from up here, which is really cool. I'm trying to decide if I want a roof on this and what sort of shape. It's definitely not going to be a dome. Definitely not going to be a dome, because if I make the top of this tower dome shaped, then it's going to take on a rather unfortunate appearance, even more than it already has. So I'll show you this from the outside. Where's the way to the quick drop? There we go. Creeper check. Looks like we're safe. So that's what it looks like from the outside. As you can see, where the white is, that's where the glowstone's going to be visible. So, and you can see how much further closer to the edge that glowstone there would be if that's where I put it. But I think that looks pretty good. The windows have already reduced the appearance of this tower to, you know, the alluded to appendage. Still definitely don't want to dome it. If I do put a roof on, I was thinking like a slanted oval, but that might look a bit weird and unnecessary. So I think for now I'm just going to leave it as it is and work on actually getting the glowstone to fill it in once we decide exactly the best way to do that. Oh yeah, the other day I went down to the slime thing. I was just going to dig more of it out, and I saw this. So I was pleased to see that I am actually going to get slimes. I'll just give you a quick update on this. I don't want to spend too long on the updates. I'm realizing that more and more the beginning of my videos is just me telling you what I was doing off camera. But as you can see, we have slimes, which is good. Oh yes, I re-enchanted my sword and it now has fire aspect, which is pretty cool. Just hit them once, wait for them to burn. So I'm getting my slime balls so I can start making sticky pistons. I'm making reasonable progress at digging this place out, as you can see. So for now I'm getting all the slimes I need. Come on, there we go. All the slimes I need just from coming down here and beating the guys up with a sword. It's also good because it means I'm getting experience all the time. And you break apart one of those large slimes, you get a surprising amount of experience out of it. Bit more food. I can hear more slapping going on back there and here. So, where's the way back up? Always losing the way back up. Here we go. Right, jump. So what I've decided is that now I have the slimes, it means that I can do the bookshelves on my enchanting table properly. But there's no point having that up and running until I've got experience. Because I've got a stack of diamonds just waiting to be made into tools and armor and weapons, but I want to be able to hit them with nice high-level enchantments. But in order to do that, I need to get my XP farm up and running. which is what I plan to do today. So let's just make sure that I've got everything I need. I'm going to need some redstone. I'm going to need some iron. I'm not sure how much. I'll just take a stack. What have I got? Redstone, iron, cobble I'll get because I'll be digging stuff out. I've got torches, I've got tools, I've got my buckets. Let's get some more slime balls because I'm going to be making some sticky pistons as I do this. I need 4 glowstone for now. Let's just bring it all. Do I have a spare chest? No, but I have a spare crafting table. I'm going to need a chest to be able to drop all this stuff down when I get to where I'm building this. May as well go for a double. Oops. There we go. I'm not going that far away. I just want to grab as much stuff as possible to save running backwards and forwards. So it's night time again. That's one thing I wanted, was a spare bed. Just in case... Oh, I'm not going that far away. I'm being silly. Right. Now if I hit my building with a fire aspect sword, am I going to set it on fire? Let's be careful. Because that would not be happy making. That would not be happy making at all. Now, when the patch 1.2 comes out, I'm going to have to replace these doors with iron. So there's good news and bad news about doors in the next version of Minecraft. One is that you can just put the two pressure plates down and both doors will open properly. If you try that out at the moment, if I show you this, if I pop a pressure plate here, this door gets confused. Like so. That's why I'm only using this one at the moment. So that's the good news about doors. The bad news about doors is in hard mode, which is the difficulty I play at, zombies are going to be able to break down doors. Yep. So I'm going to have to replace those with iron. Okay. XP farm. Now the only cave spiders appear to give the most experience points in the real world of any mob. So I'm going with this cave spider spawner that I found near the surface. This one here. So I'm pretty certain that the cave spider spawner is immediately underneath here. Now there's all sorts of things I need to work out. Because the spawner will only work if I'm within 16 blocks of it. So the first thing I need to do is find out how far below the surface this thing is. So assuming I can build my cave spider spawner, you know, the actual collection room up here or down there. But for now I'm going to get the height coordinate here. And we are at a Y of 64. Yep, shouldn't be surprised. That is the official sea level. So now I will dig down until I reach the spider spawner, and then we'll see how far down it is. Okay, well, here is the spider spawner. Now obviously I need my head to be at the level of that because coordinates are where your head are. So, okay, so this is the height of the spider spawner. And it is 41. So that's a distance of 23. Right, so that tells me that I cannot put my collection point on the surface. So I'm going to have to either come down to to here in order to get my XP, or I channel the mobs up a bit. Height of 23. I'm just curious if I was to if I use a staircase to go down 23 blocks, then it's going to come up 23 that way plus these. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or it could come up there, couldn't it? If I angled stairs up in that direction, they'd be 23 blocks away from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, because there's 2 there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. See, I have to be within 16 of it, so I think it's going to be better if I make my collection points, maybe 10 up from where the actual spiders are. And that way I'm not going to have to push out quite as far in this direction. And I think I do want the ways in and out to be in that direction. So I'll just make a note of the compass heading on that. That's a facing of 3. Now, some people consider it cheating to use the F3 coordinate system to work this sort of stuff out, but it's like I could just count blocks, all the way from the surface all the way down, just hop on every step and count every block. And I could work out the directions by, just counting the number of left and right turns I make and stuff like that. But let's face it, that's slow and tedious, and it's not what you want to see me doing. So I'm, we still have the F3 menu, and while we've still got it, I'm going to use it for informational purposes like that. So we need to start preparing the ground down here. Preparing the actual... I'm going to actually start with the spawning room itself and then work my way out. So, the design I'm using for this should be entirely credited to Etho of Etho's Labs, because he says this is the best design for a mob spawning trap, and if he says something's the best, in general I trust him. Now, if I remember, I'm going to put a link to the video of his where he explains his trap, and I've sort of taken notes and stuff, and I'm going to try and recreate it here myself. If I forget to put that link in, please ask in the comments, and I will add it straight away. Because, I don't want people thinking this is my design or anything like that. So the first thing that I need to do is clear out space around this. Mobs will spawn within a certain range of those things. Right, and it's to do with the facings. So, in the direction of F0, mobs will spawn within 3 squares level. So, that's 1. Where's my pick? There's my pick. So, 1, 2, 3. So F0 is 3 in that direction. Then if I turn this way, that's direction 3. F3, facing 3. Sorry, I'm looking at my notes here. They can spawn 3 in this direction. So 1, 2, 3. Just wondering if I want to mark, just make certain that I know that that's an edge. And in the other two directions, which is F2 and F1, they can spawn up to 4 blocks away. So this way it needs to be 4. I'm going to be getting rid of this dirt in a moment, but just for now, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost fell down there. And let's just throw a bit of wood down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And again, I'm just temporarily doing that. So that's the range horizontally that mobs can spawn in. They can also spawn, well, it'll do the spawning checks for them 1 space higher and 2 spaces lower. Now for the 2 spaces lower, this simply means oops, let's get down here. So for the 2 spaces lower, it simply means you just need the 2 spaces underneath. I better light that up, otherwise they'll start spawning on me. Okay. Now, oh, things getting in the way. Right, here's my way up, or it was my way up until I did that. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I think I've just taken out my edge. Less haste, more speed. Huh. There we go. Right, now, seeing as these spiders are only 1 tall, I only need the ceiling above them to have a height of 1, because it will check for spawning 1 block higher, and they'll be able to spawn in that space. If this was a skeleton or a zombie trap, then you would want it 2 higher above, because it would check for them to spawn in this space, but they would need the headroom. So what I need to do is hollow out and line this space, okay, in the distances that I've tried to indicate. So I'm going to do that.